Hello and welcome to 1000 Word Interviews. My name's Mordecai and today I'm joined by my friend Mel. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, Morty.
First of all, Mel, could you tell us a few things about yourself?
My name is Mel. I live in Melbourne, but I'm from Adelaide in Australia. And I used to be a lawyer, but now I'm studying journalism.
Fantastic. And what about some of your hobbies, Mel? What do you do for fun?
For fun, I like to ride bikes and I like camping and I like painting. Sometimes I like playing music.
Okay, lots of different things there. And well, as you know, today we're going to speak about a photo of yours that's important to you and hear more of your story. So we'll get started.
Do it.
Okay. First question. Could you describe what we can see in this photo, please?
Yeah, in this photograph, was taken outside. The sky is kind of grey. It looks a little bit stormy. It's what kind of looks like a desert. So there's a big strip of red dirt. There's some yellow grass. So small trees on the horizon.
Yeah.
And a big, long shape that's sitting on the horizon, which is Uluru. In the front of the picture, we have my partner. His name's Dieter, and he's standing on a bicycle, posing for the camera.
Perfect. And if you could describe a little bit more about Dieter's appearance, please. What does he look like in the photo?
Yeah, Dieter looks a little bit tired, but happy. He's got dark curly hair. He's got a moustache, bit of a beard. He's holding a drink bottle, and he's kind of standing over the bike. He's still sort of half on the bike. And he's wearing a jumper, and shorts and boots.
Fantastic. Yeah, so he's got that one leg sort of leaning on the pedal and the other one extended on the ground there. Perfect. So next question. I think you've already mentioned it, but where was this photo taken?
This photo was taken at Uluru. Uluru is a important site in Australia. It's right in the middle of Australia, and I suspect it may well be the largest rock in the world. I don't know if that's true.
I'm not sure, but it's a big one.
But it's very, very big. And there's desert all around, and Uluru just kind of stands up in the middle of the desert. It's quite remarkable.
Yeah. So you can imagine where is this in relation to Australia then?
Yeah, and if you were looking at a map of Australia, if you took your finger and you pointed right into the middle of Australia, that's pretty much where we're talking about.
Okay, so it's in the desert there. Fantastic. And next question, when was this photo taken?
This photo was taken in 2017. I think it was maybe September.
Okay.
So, coming out of winter, it's meant to be spring. The weather is, from this photograph at least, a little bit stormy.
Okay, so springtime 2017, more or less. Okay. And you definitely mentioned this, but who is it that we can see in the photo?
Yeah, that's Dieter. So he's my boyfriend.
Yeah. Still your boyfriend?
Still my boyfriend.
And was in 2017?
It was in 2017.
Okay. So, Mel, why have you chosen this photo and what's the story behind it?
I've chosen this photo because I think the story behind, it's a nice place. It's a famous place in Australia. But I've chosen it because of actually the story behind it. And the story behind it is that we got stuck. My car broke down driving out to Uluru. And as a result, we ended up in this beautiful national park, but without a car, only with our bicycles, for a number of days waiting for the car to get fixed.
How long? 3 days, 5 days?
It was about 5 days.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I think we got towed in to Uluru, which is the closest town. But it was a Friday, so they were closed for the weekend and then couldn't get around to looking at the car for a few more days after that.
Okay, and what did you do? So your car was broken down, you only had bikes. In the desert, distances are far between one town and another town. It's a long way, right?
We were lucky that we broke down pretty close to a I guess, a tourist resort
Okay.
called Kings Canyon, which is still quite far away from Uluru. And we had to get towed to Uluru, which is the town where the closest mechanic was.
Yeah.
Um,
And how many hundreds of kilometers are we talking here? I think sometimes people don't realize how vast the distances are.
this is a real test. It's at least 200 kilometers,
Yeah.
possibly double that. I can't remember.
Okay.
It was a number of hours in the car, on the tow truck to bring our car there.
Okay. And sorry, I think I interrupted you, but what did you do next? How did you resolve this problem or make the most of your time in the desert?
Yeah, so it was a pretty miserable time.
Okay.
So we were camping in a very touristy campground in this national park. There was a lot of storms at the time, which is a bit unusual for the desert.
Yeah.
And we had a tent we were sleeping in. It was raining, and the tent was breaking from the rain.
Okay.
But we did have the bikes, and we were like, we're in this beautiful place. We should really make the most of it. And we rode from the town to Uluru.
Okay, well, how long did that take you?
Probably all morning. It was like probably a good probably like 3 or 4 hours outing.
Yeah.
You can kind of see in the photo, the sky's a bit grey. So, it was a little bit rainy, a little bit windy, but it was really beautiful bike ride.
Yeah.
So you can see Uluru from such a far distance away.
Yeah.
And we're riding our bikes, getting closer and closer, and it's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and it's huge.
Yeah.
Truly big.
Really good.
So what did you do when you got to Uluru? How did you spend your time there?
We rode around it.
Yeah.
Lots of people walk around it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think that that's something that's quick to do, but it actually takes a couple of hours if you walk around this huge rock. On the bikes, it was a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a beautiful way to get up close and to see all of the character of the rock. It's a very dramatic. It changes color. It's got different kind of personalities to it.
Yeah, that was something I was amazed about when I went. I walked around the base, and it did take hours and hours, and the changes between different parts of the rock, and like I say, different colors, different textures, and just it seemed like a totally different place in certain areas.
Yeah, you start on one side and it's really bright and it's really orange, and you turn the corner and it's in shadow and it's purple or something.
Yeah, so beautiful. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add about the trip?
At the time, we were pretty miserable about what was happening. I think a lot of that was to do with how much money it cost to tow our car.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, it makes for a good story, and we actually had a really nice time in the national park.
Fantastic. And I guess last question, what's your next plan, or do you have something that you're looking forward to that might have to do either with the desert or with theatre or either or?
Next plan, yeah. I lived in Alice Springs, which is the town that's quite, a town that is fairly close to Uluru. When I say close, I'm talking 5 hours in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to get back there and live there with Dita in the future.
Okay, wow, fantastic. Well, thanks so much for agreeing to speak with me today, Mel. It's been a lot of fun and sharing your photo and your story.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
And yeah, that's it. As always, you can find all of the questions and answers from our conversation below in the description. And if you would like to practice English out loud or in writing, you can choose a photo of your own, which has to do with the desert or with a loved one, and answer the same questions in relation to your own photo. So thank you, and see you next time. Thanks again.